Hey, thanks for picking this up. I kind of just wanted to make this video about sketching mountains. Every now and again I'll unwind with an evening and just sketch some mountains from reference, and then I'll post them and I'll say, oh, this is a sketch of some mountains, and invariably there's about 20 to 100 people that say, oh, you can't call that a sketch, it's a painting. And I guess neither of us are wrong, it's just depending on how you're looking at that. But I figured it would be a good idea to make a video showing you kind of how I approach these kind of simple mountain sketches and take them to a higher level of polish without spending too much time on them or being too invested in the final result. So there's a pretty systematic approach to this. Currently what we have here is just a 16 by 9 inch Photoshop document. I don't know what the pixel size is on that image size, so it's about 4800 pixels by 2700 pixels. Not too small because, you know, if it turns out good, I'd want to be able to get something high quality out of it. Maybe I could turn it into a print, so I don't want to paint too small. Might as well paint big, but it's also not gigantic enough that it's going to slow my computer down. And first things first, before I do anything, let's say I'm sitting down at home and I just kind of want to unwind and do some painting. I'm getting inspired mostly by a lot of these jagged mountains, and so I just want to start out with a really simple sketch. Just kind of putting the gesture of the mountain here. And I'm not too concerned with perspective or like form or anything like that. This is less about being a designing study and more about like just painting and putting marks on paper that are appealing. Now you're seeing I'm never colored picking from here. You know, I'm not going in here and like color picking because there's a lot of information in this tiny photo we shrunk down. So let's say we wanted to color pick this C. You know, I move my mouse just a fraction of an inch and I'm getting, you know, dozens of little colors. You know, keep your eye on this area. And it's just like, you can't get an exact thing. You're just going to get a generalization. And that's generally going to be worse than you putting it down. So I like to just go ahead and put it down. And that's the whole point of this. It's not to make it easy, it's practice. You know, you want to be better at picking colors. So we got clouds here. Let's make these clouds a little bit more designy. So I'm making these like cartoony clouds, but I have a plan so that they're not as cartoony. Get a little knobs in there, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I select that, put a color in there, and then I want to shrink it down, distort it. And, you know, make it a dark, warm color. Just gotta, you know, trial and error, see which one works best. And then we have that, and then I'm going to duplicate it, enlarge it a bunch so we kind of get a nice gradient. Darken it so it's not too strong. Do that a bit, and then I'll actually attach one of these to just the clouds so that the clouds are like getting extra lit. There. And you know, that's not like the most beautiful thing in the world, but it's okay. Play with some of that texture. Warp in there, make it feel like it's resting on the mountain. Flow down. And let's just, let's pretend these are trees. And then we can also add a little bit more variety this way. By adding some trees. So I painted one tree and then I just duplicate it throughout. Go in here and change some of the colors of these trees. merge them, duplicate them, flip them, shrink them, lighten them, just so they don't stand out. I want them to be there, but I don't want them to be the only thing you see. And then, yeah, we just can kind of overlay a bunch of them on top of there, and then, you have a little bit of a tree texture. It's not extreme. It doesn't ruin the picture or make it, 10 times better, but it's nice. Oh, I never even fixed this down here. Boop. Oh, gosh. Okay, so now for the foreground, last part. See, we're working with a pretty systematic approach here. We're not lollygagging around. We went in with our visual reference of what we wanted to be inspired by. We had a color reference of kind of a jumping off point. We don't even need that reference anymore. I've been done with it for a while. So we could just crop all that. Look at that. A nice little sketch. And then it's always good, filter, noise, or image rotation, flex canvas horizontally. Yeah, mountain. Pretty cool. Maybe I'll add one little thing down here. As if like it broke off. A little bit of storytelling. Make sure it aligns with it, because if it's from the same part, then we can just paint that right on top of it. And the best part is we've already done all this legwork of texturing, so we could literally duplicate all of our textures, group it, merge it, and just there you go. Now it is seamlessly integrated